is Halo 3 free-for-all.
Yep.
And so, you know...
And then Broadside I'm also familiar with. He doesn't believe that I should be making the game types. But,
really?
Yeah, so he's expressed that before.
Bang!
But anyways, then we also have Alumni Warrior, another common name there. He's one of the original amazing Halo 4 players.
I really hope that like Alumni really starts catching a rhythm in this game, man. Like, because he's better online and he knows that, but he just needs to get into like a LAN rhythm.
Yes,
he does. He really does.
And then we also have Spartan, who did absolutely fantastic last event. He did amazing at AGL Pittsburgh, everyone. Just really holding it down. That's who I'm kind of looking out for to see make some noise here and commotion in this free-for-all. But then to top it off, we also have Valen. Lam Valen, a very familiar name for all you people that love to hear the screams. And last but not least, Nemesis, just another name that's thrown around a lot. He's on with 6'3" all the time, and they're just very good friends. And I always see him putting up some good assists and numbers in games. So right now we're on board with Alumni, and he is moving on red base, and just ends up missing that fourth shot. That's the other thing I'm really excited to see here, Scott. Is just like even free-for-alls are exciting now because of the fourth shot. 343 did a great job.
Yeah, they did. They really did. And I just heard a police siren, but it's that megaphone that Maven was playing with earlier. Remember that thing?
Dude, he will not let that thing get out of his hands.
So Alumni coming off the respawn here has a guy. Will he get the double? Nope, he's going to get hit by a nade. And now already we got 6 kills on the board. And I think this one may get out of hand here. And the person I really just want to focus on for a while is watching Mikwin. I mean, Maven swears by Mikwin's free-for-all right now. Yeah. Swears by it. Yeah.
Well, I know that Maven is you know, always online and stuff, and always playing with Pistola and Mikwin and a couple other familiar faces. Yep. And yeah, I mean, Mikwin is one of those players that's kind of like an underdog, because like we said in the last tournament, he was always overshadowed by Ninja. And, And now he's really letting himself shine in a couple of these tournaments here.
Well, you know, the other thing is like, Mikwin is still like, you know, last event he got top 12. And I mean, obviously, you know, he lost to the first and second place team at the event, but you know, they're better than that. You know, like I want to see Mikwin actually give it out. And I don't know if you heard the ruling with Severance, but so Severance Seed has disbanded and everyone's moved up again. Status Quo now has the 3rd seed.
How are your brackets looking?
My brackets are screwed. Like someone's guaranteed to get a squid grip that I'm giving away, man. And I'm so mad.
Oh, I just heard. I'm gonna have to remake it 4 though. So everything is cleared. Everything is cool, guys. We just heard a 4. I miss hearing that. Defy, screaming 4 at the top of his lungs. Roy, 4. Oh man, that brings back memories.
Yeah, a lot of memories. Well, Spartan. You know, talking about Spartan here. Spartan, he is a very, very good player, but the one thing I think he needs to work on is just understanding the team aspect of the game, right? You know, like he finally was on a real team with Pure, and like I mean, no offense to Adventure Time, but he was on a real team. He had a leader.
Pure's very practiced. They went to MLG events, and I've seen those players in a couple of the series that I even played in Reach, so I know that those guys don't take tournaments too lightly.
Yeah, so you know, they finally got on a real team, but unfortunately Trey Tribe ran into, you know, some health issues with his grandma, and obviously, you know, you put family first. Him. So, you know, it sucks, but you know, he's got a new team that I call them the 4 S's. They're called Hold Your Applause. Right. Yeah, there's 4 S's on their team.
Hold Your Applause, yep.
So I can't wait to cast them on. Sex Story, Spartan, Sir Siege. It's gonna be wonderful.
Yeah, it's
thank God I don't have a lisp. Imagine.
Yeah, no, we're good. But so yeah, so we're still on board with Spartan, and just like you said, I think he is definitely a solid player. We've seen him have some really breakout games at Pittsburgh, and that was actually surprising to me, because I'd heard so many things about him. I heard, you know, oh, this guy deserves to be on a top team, hasn't been given a shot yet, but at the same time, I didn't expect much, you know, and sure enough, he definitely proved a lot of people right at Pittsburgh, so it was nice to see.
4 minutes have passed, and the league leader right now is Dave, and that is going to be Riot Shock. Riot Shock is leading the pack right now with 19 kills.
He's actually
shocking.
He's shocking everyone else in the free-for-all. I know that everyone at home is probably expecting, you know, Ryan Nuke, Mikwin, Alumni. maybe even Spartan and Nemesis and Valen to come through. But at the end of the day, we still have, you know, Riot Shock, kind of an unfamiliar face here at AGL.
So, Eric, I know you made these game types, and so the spawns, right?
Yes.
Can you give me something to expect? I've noticed that when you move forward that they will spawn behind you, kind of, right?
Yes, so these spawns in the Simplex free-for-all variant right here, they haven't been tweaked to really reflect the best free-for-all spawns like we did on Onyx. Unfortunately, we couldn't have Onyx today. Just a couple of problems with the Xboxes. But nevertheless, Chef Linguini, one of the guys that I work with on spawns, he did a great job making sure that these spawns work for Team Slayer, they work for Capture the Flag, and now they even work for free-for-all. Yeah, you know, there's a couple of questionable spawns here and there, but everyone sees those same spawns. So it's not like it's too unfair. It's not like it's too, you know, biased. And now we see, you know, there's no overshield, there's no railgun, so it's pretty much just pure battle rifles. You can pick up the carbine and the light rifle and so on and so forth, but at the end of the day, it's really just speaks volumes about your grenade placement as well as your BR shot.
Have you thought about putting a power weapon on this map besides the scatter shot? For the free-for-all map?
So, I did think about
that.
I actually kind of thought about it, oddly enough, I really am a big fan of the concussion rifle. I've been testing it a lot, and it actually is...
Two people on Halo Waypoint.
No. It's you guys will see it hopefully in the future sometime. But obviously I'm not just going to throw it in there. But it does take a lot of skill and a lot of aim, and you have to actually be substantially good with it for it to be effective. So you might see that in the future, but as of now, just we're going to just keep it simple. Yeah. Keep it simplex.
You know, the one thing I'm noticing here, Eric, is that I'm not seeing a lot of people grab like the DMR or the light rifle. You know, I've seen the scatter shot used a couple times, and you know it's going to be tough because you have to get up in their face with it. But other than that, like you don't see those DMR grabs or
and that's something that we were so common to seeing like earlier in the earlier versions before the weapon update that happened on June 3rd. So with that said, though, the light rifle has been picked up a little bit, the carbine here and there, but I just feel like that people. They're just trying to get the kills. They're thinking, oh, listen, I got to get into action. I hear him gunshots, or gunshots, and I don't need to wait for my team. I just need to push out and get some kills. So that's probably the reason why we're not seeing too much action there on the weapon pickup.
Jumping on board with Nemesis, he is not having the best free-for-all, to say the very least. Thanks for coming in, Eric. Appreciate it. I know you're live. So Nemesis now going to be pushing in. He knows there's a guy back in the base. He's killing him up. That's going to be 17 kills. He's trying to make it 18 by pushing up top purple. And when I'm not seeing the people stay top purple that much. They just run over it.
Honestly, what I want to see someone push from top purple to top middle. Top middle is so key in a free-for-all map. And in an Onyx, it's too open. You can't really hold it down. But in Simplex, I really did expect to see a couple more people holding it down because you can just weasel your way around bottom middle. You can pick up the scatter shot. There's so many ways to kind of get out of that situation. And instead we see, I think that was Mickwin just pushing to top gold, leaving top middle. Something that I'm not in too much of an agreement with. But again, he's the one that's playing, so I'm not going to question it.
Nemesis finally gets 18 kills. He's going to be taken down yet again. He is in 7th place. The only one worse is Valen. But meanwhile, at the top of it, dude, Riot Shock is just devouring his opponents. So.
Yeah, he is playing like a bat out of hell, and that's something that I really admire. Back when I was no one and I was a nobody.
Oh, I remember this.
LA 2005. I went there and with Levi and Triple X and Pistol as Team TSK 3-shot killers, and
in a 4-shot game.
In a 4-shot game, yeah, it carried on. So, anyways, I went through all the free-for-all rounds and eventually ended up beating out Captain Anarchy in the last couple 6 seconds of a game. And it just is, it's when you get there and you get to that first tournament and you just want to, prove yourself. And free-for-all, it's really where you do it. And I'm so happy to see that being brought back because with teams, we all know how impossible it is. You have the teammates who flake. You have the teammates who, whether they don't show up to the events, they don't show up to practice, they don't care enough. It's very hard to rely on not only one other person, but a total of 3 other people. So with free-for-all, it gives the ability for these guys, kind of like in the old MLG Combines, where they get to come in and say, hey, listen, check out my individual skill. I mean, we saw Pistola.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, that kid came out of nowhere, right? And you know what? It's because of his extreme free-for-all smarts and skill that we saw, and sure enough, it eventually transferred over to the 4v4 play.
Nemesis down by 13 kills is here, staying alive at gold. He's just going to try to wait for his shields to regen, and he's not going to call down his ordnance because he knows most likely that he's going to die here at gold sometime soon, and he wants to put the ordnance to the full use. And that's something we see a lot, but ooh, almost got the double kill.
I think it's funny because back in Nashville, we used to watch these ordinances over the top of people's heads for 15 minutes every game. And now finally, people are realizing that they are useful and that you should actually grab them. So it's nice to see that you have the thruster back and Hardlight and the hologram, which is my favorite, being used. And just kind of juking people out, and that was nice. Almost got it.
Yeah, well, Nemesis starting to claw his way back into this one.
I'm wondering if we can go on. I think someone just ended up passing. Yeah, someone just passed Riot's Shock Alumni. So I'm wondering if we can hop on board with Alumni, hopefully, and get his point of view and see what's causing the commotion over there on that screen.
It looks like the commish is talking to Absolutely. I think one of the stations is acting buggy or something like that. So, you know, he's got to hang out. So we get to watch him battle for potentially 4th place, which, based on my voice, is going to be exciting eventually.
Yeah, you said it best. I mean, we're just waiting for hopefully someone to pop out and give this guy a chance to kind of climb his way back up. But he's holding down Purple pretty swell, and it's not the same feeling that we had a Pink 3 midship. I think that part of it's probably, you know, whether it's the map design or sometimes the movement and all that kind of stuff, but you can't really hold down Pink 3 anymore like you used to.
Jumping on board with Mickwin here as he's going to pick up a double kill. Spots Sparty. Will he try to hit the peak shot? Ooh, he's going to get cleaned up. I'm really glad we're on the Mickwin. I love Austin. Great dude.
Yeah, he's always been just an exceptional player ever since he's really jumped on the circuit. So I'm always pleased to watch his gameplay.
Mickwin being super fast, trying to clean up the one-shot broadside, taking down some damage, gets the jump melee on him, drops the nade, will he do it? No, he doesn't. He Alumni
down, really just trying to get as many kills as possible, and that's a strategy that, you know, we see some players implement and some players don't. Is they charge for those kills, you know, and then sometimes you'll have a player who has, you know, 50, 60 kills with 50 or 60 deaths, and you'll be down there with 48 and 30 deaths, and you just want to rip your own head off. And it sometimes it just works out that way. You know, there's many different strategies for free-for-all, and it really depends on which game you're playing. But I mean, really what I would say is take notes from Pistola. That guy has known how to play the free-for-all game.
Here's the triple. Doesn't have enough bullets to get the overkill there just yet. But you know, we have a two-way tie here for first place. Alumni and we have Alumni and Mickwin. Jesus, the guy, right. He's paper and I can't talk. But you know,
nice little 4. You see, that's something that you don't get to see before the update is kind of just out shooting someone again, man. It's so reassuring to see that we can kind of battle right there. I'm surprised he didn't fall off right there.
Mickwin up by 2 kills, and Alumni actually has a lot to prove. And you know why? Because while he was playing 4s in Halo Reach, his brother, Hoaxer, was winning free-for-all. So it's time to see, you know, can he compete with his brother at free-for-all?
Yeah, Hoaxer has always been known as that kind of free-for-all mentality. He's always coming out on top. I remember watching him a little bit in the Halo 4 Dallas MLG event, and the guy was just ripping through people, you know, and we've just seen so many different ways that the guy has just demonstrated that he can hang with his brother in terms of free-for-all and also in sorts of teams.
Yeah. And they're actually on the same team now, so it's kind of cool. Down goes the Alumni.
I remember back with Elamite Warrior and Ace, we always yearned to see that duo. You know, we always wanted to see those brothers team up because, dude, Ace really stepped it up, man. Ace got 10 times better over the course of probably a year. He was like such a good 4v4 player.
He just ended up being a monster.
I feel like it was when Lockdown's Ball came out, man. I will never forget that guy peak shooting me on Lockdown Ball, and I just wanted to throw my controller at him across the table.
I don't blame you. Well, final 60 seconds of play here. Mickwin trying to drop a 60-plus game here, but Alumni's trying to claw right back into this. We see he has the guy in front of him. He's going to get shot in the back. Down goes the Alumni. Mickwin was actually able to kill him. McWin gets a double kill, spots the guy top purple. He's going to be cleaned up. And now we see as the alumni coming off the respawn, he has this guy in front of him, hits him in the back. Three-shot melee, a little bit, you know.
Oh, gets cleaned up. You see, right there, I'm not a big fan of jumping up on that. You don't want to expose yourself too much to all the lines of sight on the map, but I guess that's something that people are interested in doing.
You know, dude, at this point, it's the final 30 seconds. You just kind of have to be...
Yeah, you just sprint, charge.
Sprint, jump, miss that fight, whirlwind, you lose. That's my play.
Right there, we just saw Ryan doing a great job holding down top middle, making sure that no one cleaned him up. He got a couple solid kills right there, but nothing that's going to send him into the second or first place, excuse me.
McWin just solidifying his lead. He is up by 3 kills, and by the way, keep in mind it is the top 4 advance, so it doesn't make any difference here for Alumni. Alumni is going to be cleaned up, but meanwhile on the bottom is that Sparty rounding out 4th place.
And if you hear that, that is Valen, who apparently just got a double kill with 28 kills.
Having heard that, I have some thoughts. That's an Austin Powers thing. I got nothing after that.
Yeah.